Hi, I'm Zeyu Liu. I'm a MA Digital Media Art student in the University of Hertfordshire. In this video essay, I intend to discuss to what extent does Brexit influence on the creative industries and what issues it might cause with a no-deal Brexit to the European and British art market. In this study, I will illustrate by case studies of digital media in fueling a broader political imagination and analyze the value of arts and culture in terms of politics. First, what is Brexit? It is a word that is used as a shorthand way of saying the UK leaving the EU, merging the words Britain and the exit to get Brexit. In 1957, 12 years after the end of the Second World War, 6 founding members, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, signed up to European Economic Community, which created the foundation of today's EU. And then, Britain joined in the first wave of expansion of EU in 1973. How does Brexit happen? Due to the Greek debt crisis in December 2009 and the ongoing European refugee crisis issues since 2015, the British government has pledged to hold a referendum on EU member states by the end of 2017. There is a growing demand for whether to stay or leave the Union because it has grown and become stronger. Critics believe that the UK is obstructed by the EU, has almost no return on the funds it pays, and will better take back control of the border. On Thursday, the 23rd of June 2016, a referendum vote in which everyone, or nearly everyone, of voting age can take part, was held to decide whether the UK should leave or remain in the European Union. Leave won by 51.9% to 48.1%. The referendum turnout was 71.8%, with more than 30 million people voting. For the UK to leave the EU, it had to invoke Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty, which gives the two sides 2 years to agree the terms of the split. Theresa May triggered this process on 29 March 2017, meaning the UK is scheduled to leave at 11 p.m. UK time on Friday, the 29th March of 2019. However, since the third Brexit deal was vetoed again, Theresa May had to ask for flexibility. Brexit was delayed until 30th in June, which means the government will continue to negotiate with the Labour Party. The EU summit to be held on April 10 will discuss the Brexit delay based on the outcome of the negotiations. There will be 3 scenarios happen. First, agree to delay. The next step will be if the government and the Labour Party can agree to the compromised Brexit deal. If so, the compromised Brexit deal will be handed over to the Parliament. If not, parliamentarians will vote on other options. The next episode of Brexit might be trying to implement the new Brexit agreement, holding the second Brexit referendum, no deal Brexit, cancel Brexit, or re-election. Second, refuse to delay. If the EU refuses to delay Brexit, the UK government has to face the results of no deal Brexit or cancel Brexit. Third, alternative deal. So the EU can propose an alternative deal. If UK agree to the deal proposed by EU, it will back to the UK to discuss the compromised Brexit deal. If not, it will turn to the same result of refusing to delay. As far as the current situation is concerned, the UK is likely to face the worst ending of no-deal Brexit, which brings unpredictable instability to those transnational employees and companies?
My name is Edward Barnes. I am a creative art director. I was hired from a company called Jet Services to fly over to Germany to create short-minute videos covering Hewlett Packard's, HP's, security printers, everything ranging from their security to the supplies and features of HP.
As a creative art employee who's looking to work in a multinational industry, meeting business regulations, money and tax, and workplace rights will be the three questions I care most about. The first problem for employees who live in UK will be the visa issues.
The arts industry needs is a visa regime that makes it easy for artists and creative professionals to connect with each other. They need a visa regime that is straightforward and simple and accessible.
It has caused people to speculate that the Brexit situation may be a foregone conclusion.
The result of the referendum has left me in a position where I feel a little insecure about my job. No one is quite sure what's going to happen moving forward. I was hired to travel over to Germany to make these videos, and with the results of the referendum and after post-Brexit, it's left us in a very insecure situation. Actually, there are rumours that there will be a bill passed, so every time I enter or leave the country, I would have to pay a fine of upwards to £50-60 every time. And I'm travelling in and out of the country quite often, I find myself. So this would actually add up to quite a bit, which obviously my work would have to pay for. And this makes me feel a little insecure about my position. It makes things certainly tricky.
The second question is meeting business regulations. The copyright protection of artistic creation is the most basic requirement for maintaining the order of the art market. Will Brexit affect the legal connection between European and British art market?
The UK still is affected by the results of Article 13 because it was passed while we were inside of the EU. So that bill still applies for people living within the UK. So anything that was to proceed, I think we get impacted by it. However, this could be subject to change.
Yeah.
Like most things Brexit, no one really knows the answer. Everything is up in the air. So no one really knows what's going to happen.
In 2017, the Government Department for Digital Culture, Media and Sports revealed that the number of people employed in the creative industries stood at just over 2 million, accounting for 6% of all UK jobs, and the industry contributed £92 million to the country's economy. But now, the UK is poised to leave the European Union in April following the country's 2016 referendum. This will change everything from policy to the art market, but is that enabled to be a positive aspect?
However, I would say that, like with any political drama or anything that arises in the media, there are always people who will benefit from it, and there are always people who are out there to kind of cash in on the situation. So, for example, there are many rising YouTubers who create videos on the Brexit kind of drama, and because it's very hot, it's very topical right now, they cash in on the views, and you see a ton of smaller independent YouTubers grow very quickly. And well, I won't go as far as to say, you know, this is a creative art, but however, this is still an artistic media. This is still, you know, video in its form. It's seen a positive impact.
Brexit, as one of the hottest topics at the moment, has inspired many artists' creative passion and undoubtedly opened up a unique art market by challenging political sensitivity around the controversial and dramatic political topics. Both traditional art forms and new digital media creations have greatly aroused citizens' positive resonance of political participation. On the one hand, it is a serious scenario to deal with the negotiations of Brexit. On the other hand, it is a carnival for art creators. This vivid contrast is undoubtedly the favorite of consumers in all levels of the art market. However, back to reality, the copyright issues to art creators, especially transnational artists, have been challenged. EU art companies might face to give up excellent artistic stuff due to visas, copyrights, taxes, and other issues. The copyright issues to multinational artists are also required to have a rough solution. Therefore, in my opinion, Brexit has positive significance for the richness and the diversity to the art market, but it is negative for the personal maintenance of art employees.